Hey there, I'm Anthony. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to talk about all the reasons why I enjoy using Todoist as my to-do list app. Last night, I got a text message from a friend of mine, another photographer, asking me the question that all my friends, ask me quite a bit, I guess because I'm the productivity nerd in my, group, but which was, hey, are you still using Todoist for your, editing workflow and all that? So my response was like, yes, and you've just given me inspiration to make another YouTube video. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today. I sat down and I wrote down all the reasons why I enjoy using Todoist. There's probably going to be features that Todoist offers, but I'm not going to list out just because I'm going to list out all the reasons why I personally use Todoist. So before diving in, I thought it would be funny to list out all the other to-do apps that I've used or tried previously. So I went to this site called Tool Finder, which is also a YouTube channel. Highly recommend checking it out. They cover tons of like productivity type of apps and reviews and that sort of thing. But I went to their site just because I knew they would have all the apps listed that I've most likely tried, and sure enough, they did. So let's list out all the to-do apps that I've tried that just doesn't make the cut for me. So I've tried ActiFlow, Sunsama, Routine, Structured, Superlist, Motion, Things 3, Apple Reminders, Lunatask, TickTick, Asana, Trello, Amazing Marvin, OmniFocus, Sorted, number two, Do, and Bright. I've used a few of them like for a little while, and then a few I just tried out, and I just immediately became frustrated with them. A lot of them also are very opinionated, or they didn't have all the features that I'm looking for. Some of them felt very overwhelming. Some of them weren't ADHD friendly. It was, tons of different reasons. But ultimately, like, Todoist still, like, it's the app for me. And I wanted to share all those reasons why. Now, I've used, I think the first time I used Todoist was maybe like back in 2014. There was a period where I was using Things 3 for maybe about a year to maybe 2 years. And the main reason I used it was because when it first came out, it was like the new shiny, nice looking app. And I personally thought it looked really, really pretty. But ultimately, it came down to the fact that it just didn't do what I needed it to do. And what I needed was what Todoist offers. And so, let's dive into all the reasons, why I prefer using Todoist. Now, these aren't in any particular order. I just opened up, a document and just started typing out bullet points and stuff. And so this is just as it came to me, sort of a thing. So not ranked or anything, but, I also want to say too that, I'll be showing things on my screen, I'm sure, and there's probably going to be questions on, some of the things. I'm not going to dive into any sort of how-tos or anything like that in this video. I'm just going to run through, all the reasons why I enjoy using Todoist. So, if at any point you see something and you're just like, Anthony, what was that? Leave it in the comments, let me know. So that way I know to make another video diving into that specific thing. And so, anyway, with that said, let's dive in. So first and foremost, Todoist is super easy to use from the start. You open it up, it's basically like a blank slate almost, but it comes built in with like an inbox for things to leave and sort through later. It comes with a today view, an upcoming view, filters, projects, and that sort of thing. So in its simplest form, you can open it up. Now, this is my actual Todoist, account. So this isn't a brand new one. I'm not going to, show walking through like creating a new account or anything like that. But I just want to get the point across. So in its simplest form, like say you don't have these projects right here, it would be completely blank and you would just start creating your own projects. So you can say, this is an area of my life. I don't know. And you just like start creating all these areas of your life or projects or whatever you want it to be, honestly. It doesn't have to be in any particular, format. And then you just start, adding tasks in here. This is something to do. And you can like keep going. You can also break it down into sections, which is what I like to do. And so you can create a section like this, and because I hate doing admins, always what I'm thinking of. But you can start creating sections and then like moving tasks into those sections. You can also say like, but I also need to do this. I have poor examples of tasks. But you can turn it into a subtask. And so you can kind of like nest things in there. And then like, if you open this task up, you have a new window and you can see that. And then you can still, keep adding tasks. And so you can kind of just use it like this in its simplest form. You don't have to do crazy things like adding labels or creating filters, all the things that I do. You can just use it as a simple to-do app. But right out the gate, it's super easy to use. Okay, so another reason why I enjoy using Todoist is it's really easy to get tasks into Todoist. And you can do that in multiple different ways. The main way that I use it is on my computer. They have this quick entry a feature, I guess you can call it. Now I have it set up. You can create your own keyboard shortcut. So I don't know what the default one it comes with, but the one I use is Shift Command Space. And it opens up this window where you can, let's see, I need to run to the grocery store. And then you can just like get it out of the way. So it helps because, say for instance, I'm in the middle of doing something. Say I'm working on my website. I'm in Show It right now. And I'm like, I need to ask my wife about something. And, I can just add the task, get it out of my brain, and that way I know not to rely on myself to try and remember it at some point. I can just type it out and then like keep in flow with whatever I was working on. So I like that quick entry. Another thing too is I'll use the quick entry on my phone as well. There are widgets that you can use, and so you can create just a add task widget to your phone, and you can just tap the widget, add task. Todoist opens up with that little prompt of just starting to type, and so you can enter the task the same way, just like that. You can also, like with me, I use another app called Drafts. That's a whole other video in and of itself. But I have on my lock screen, I just click that little icon. It opens up Drafts. I type it into Drafts, and then I've created an action. Well, I didn't create it. I added an action. But I just tap the action button for sending it to Todoist, and it gets it sent over into the inbox. You can also email tasks to Todoist as well. So in each of the projects that you make, it creates a unique email address that you can email into. So for instance, the CRM that I use for my photography, Tave, they have ways that you can automate things based on certain events, like say the day before a wedding, you can have an automation trigger based on certain parameters, or whatever. And so I have it set to email things into Todoist. And so based on these certain triggers of weddings or sessions or what have you, I've already configured in Tave to send an email to my photography project in Todoist. And another great thing is too, like in the subject line, you put in the task name, but also you can add in all the attributes of like priority. If you've got any labels, you can add in labels, and you can even add a due date. So everything kind of works in the background, and the task just automatically pops up into Todoist. And it kind of allows me to blend the two of both my CRM, but also being reminded without having to even go into my CRM, to be reminded of things that I need to do in my CRM, if that makes any sense. It also connects to Zapier. I mean, a lot of services and whatnot are connected to Zapier, but I also use it with Zapier as well. So if I get a new inquiry for photography, it will create a task in my Todoist with a link to the person who's inquired. Everything gets created in my CRM, Tave. And so I just click the link in my Todoist. It opens up Tave to that page right away, and I can see the details, the wedding date, anything that they emailed to me from my contact form can all be seen on that Tave page. But it's great because it goes straight into Todoist, and I'm not having to constantly check email or anything like that. Because I also get an email of the inquiry as well, but it just allows me to not have to constantly check email. It just pops up in Todoist. I'm like, oh, I got a new inquiry I need to respond to. And so I use Zapier for that. So that's all the ways that you can get tasks into Todoist. Like I said, super easy. Okay, so another cool thing about Todoist and why I use it is they have a natural language processing or something. I don't know exactly what the correct term is, but basically what it means is you can type in what you need. And so once you learn that hashtags are for projects, the @ symbol is for labels, and P is for priorities. Once you kind of like nail that down, you're able to like quickly categorize and move things around. So what we're gonna do, what was the project that we created earlier? It was something silly, like My Amazing Life or something. This is an area of my life. Okay. So we need to do the dishes every day. So right there, you've already scheduled a repeating task that will show up every single day just by typing in every day. You can even get more granular. So you can say like every Monday and Friday. And so it'll create a repeating task for every Monday and Friday. You can set it for exact dates. So, no, because we're getting close. Let's do October 31st, Halloween. Woo. So you can have exact dates. maybe we need to be reminded at a certain time. So we can say October 31st at 10 a.m. And so you can kind of, do things like that. You can also say, I need to do the dishes in 7 days, or next week, next month. So you can get, pretty detailed with how you get tasks in. Once again, like, it's just so easy to just type it out rather than moving your mouse around to click and all that. So let's say we got to do dishes today. We're going to put it in our project that we created earlier, which was, this is an area of my life. It's also a chore, so we're going to add the chore label by putting in the label, or with the @ sign and typing it in. And we need to get them done because they're piling up. So this is a priority 1. And so just like that, like, you've already labeled everything, hit add task. And then if we go into Todoist, let's go to that project. And there it is right there, just as we labeled it with the chores in that project and with the priority 1. So quick entry, natural language, it's just incredible. You don't have to use quick entry for the natural language. You can do it within the app itself. So you can still type in, whatever, today and all that. So another reason why I enjoy using it is because you can create like really complex filters. I actually made a video, the last video I made, I'll link it in the description and place it over here, I believe. Yeah, I basically went over all the labels that the labels and the filters that I use, and it's these right over here. But you can create your own like little filters. So like one of the things when I was using Things 3, the app, you could create, I think they called them tags. But the only thing is you could only view just that tag. And with Todoist, you can create these like complex filters with like all, this language. I'm not going to go into this, but whatever you want to view, you can create a filter for that. So you can mix and match tasks within different projects, or views of when it's due, that sort of thing. And so you get really detailed and crazy with the way that you view them. Now, another reason I enjoy using it is because it allows flexibility to view all your tasks in many different ways, aside from all the filters and all that. So this is my today view, and I've got it sorted by, grouped by label. And so it groups all of my tasks by that label. You can also sort within each group by priority or due date and that sort of thing. So you can get kind of like granular with those views in the list. Now, another thing too is, say you just want to view it in the default view, and you can just view it as this like big list. Another thing you can do is, I'm going to go back to grouping by label because that's how I view my today. But another thing you can do is you can say like, you know what, today I don't want to view it in a list. I want to view it in a Kanban board. And so you can view all your projects, your filters, your today view in a Kanban board. And great thing too is you can change up how you want it to be grouped. So say we want to group by priority, and we can instantly change up that Kanban board, just like that. And so another thing too, sorry, I'm gonna go back and change it. But say like, you know what? I really need to buckle down and focus. Like, I need Anthony, rein yourself in today. We need to time block. And so you can instantly change any, or sorry, this is going to be in the today view only, but you can do week view in projects and filters. Just a quick little side note. Hopefully they bring the today view to that, but anyway, but within today, we can sit and time block our day, and here's that dishes task. Let's take care of that right after we make this video. It's going to take us an hour because we hate doing, dishes, so you can kind of like, move things around. You can add things in, say we're going to put that off. And you can kind of just move things around like that. You know what? We don't need a time block anymore. Let's just go back to our list view. And so that's another reason why I enjoy Todoist, is because of those that flexibility to change up the views instantly. Whereas there's some to-do apps that are very like, you can only view it in a list and that's it. There's some where you can only time block, or you can only, do the Kanban. And so, yeah, the flexibility with Todoist is great. Another cool thing is you can use templates within Todoist. And so, the way to go about that is you go to your projects and you click the plus button and you can browse templates. So I'm slowly trying to create my own. The last one I made was when I was a second photographer for some friends of mine. And so I wound up just making a template because I had a few that I was doing. And it just made it easier for, with the next one. I just automatically had all the things that I needed to take care of in order to prep for working for them. And so you can create your own custom templates, but you can also use some of the ones that they've got here. They have featured setups of people, but you can also, they've got a ton in here. Say we want to do a weekly review. Here's everything that's in here, and then you can just do to copy to projects, and it's in your Todoist immediately. You could also get one of these templates and tweak it and then save it as your own template. So this is really nice because sometimes you just have these things that you just need to make a template for and only use every now and then. And so that's one of the ways that I use it for my photography, is using templates. I'm working on recreating some of my other ones. That's why I only have that one in there. But it's great for those like one-off things, or not one-off, but like every now and then sort of things. So templates are great. Another reason I enjoy using Todoist is because it's available on multiple platforms. I personally only use it, I'm in the Apple ecosystem, but I only use it within that and within the browser. And so there are times where I kind of switch back and forth. So this is the Mac app. And so I will just stick to just using the Mac app. I have a little keyboard shortcut that kind of quickly brings it open. So I use Option and T, and that will like quickly open it up and close it. So that's one way that I access it. Another way is using the browser. And so I have it right here in my browser. This is Arc. And so I can quickly access it there. Another cool thing, this is because it's a browser based. So when I switch to my other section within Arc, I can go to my YouTube channel, space in Arc, I think is what they call it, spaces. So I can go to like YouTube, and in my YouTube area, I can access just a certain view. So for me, it's, all right, what are the videos that I need to work on when I'm working on YouTube or videos? And so automatically it's just saved and bookmarked for this specific view. And then when I change spaces, it opens up my normal view, which is usually just my home view. Another cool thing, this is why I was saying like I might do some things where you might go, hey, Anthony, what are you doing? So once again, let me know in the comments if there's anything so far that's come up. But another cool thing is you can there's an app called SlidePad, I think. And so it's just another way for me to see things. And so granted, I could use the keyboard shortcut, Option T that I made to view it, but sometimes maybe I just want to see it on the side, and so I can like just quickly open it up on my computer screen just like that and kind of navigate Todoist that way, or even save different views in that little this like little mini browser is basically what it is. This is a cool little app. So another reason why I enjoy it is because of its integration with the calendar app that I use, which is Fantastical. And it's an actual integration, so it's not just a Google Calendar just showing basically events. You can actually interact with Todoist within Fantastical. And so I've pulled up a section of my calendar where I don't have anything because right now my calendar is just chaotic and there would just be too much personal information for me to blur. But I created a task quickly just within that little example project that we made of I need to do this thing. And so you can see your tasks within the calendar and schedule them out, move them around, change the duration, that sort of thing. But you can also check them off within Fantastical as well. So this is great because Fantastical has some incredible widgets that you can also interact with on your phone and on your Mac. And it allows you to be reminded of tasks that you've set and, set with a due time and all of that. And you can see it within the widget. And so like right now, I'm recording this video, and so I can see within the widget recording, this video is what I should be working on. And if I'm finished, I can just check it off within this widget right here if I like. And you can also view it in a list view as well. And so I've kind of got this list view right here. So for example, I left some things of like my morning routine on here to show. But if I already drank my greens and I had a shower, and so it's going to take those off. And if we open up Todoist and if we refresh, it should have removed those. I might need to refresh Fantastical actually. So let me refresh Fantastical real quick. And then there they are. And so it's got that little two-way sync between them. You can also even, if you're in Fantastical, you can even create tasks within Fantastical and have them automatically imported with the correct projects, labels, priority, due date, all that, all within Fantastical, and it gets synced over into Todoist. And so, it just really helps with being able to kind of see all, everywhere and be reminded. Me having ADHD, super helpful to always be reminded, especially if it's something that I've scheduled. Another thing I forgot to mention is it comes on your Apple Watch as well. If I can get there it is. So you can, view it right there as well. Open it up on the Watch app and check it off as well. There is a Todoist complication as well. But the fact that I can actually see it listed as what it is and what's due at that time on my Apple Watch is also great. And so that's another reason why I enjoy using both Fantastical for my calendar, but also Todoist, because you've just got all these reminders in multiple different places as to what you should be working on and all that. So another reason why I enjoy using this app is it's very ADHD friendly, and a lot of the other apps out there I feel are not, because it can be difficult to get tasks into their apps. You have to do a lot of clicking around. Like for instance, there is another calendar app that does integrate with Todoist called Morgan, but the color coding doesn't work with my brain because they color code every single Todoist task as red, because that's the color of their icon, I guess. And I think that's why they do it that way. But for me, red gives me anxiety, and I use red as a way to like differentiate, like, this is very important. And so when I just see a bunch of red tasks in my calendar, I'm like, and so you can, within Todoist, color code the way that you want, and they have quite a bit of colors that you can choose from. And so for me, in my brain, certain aspects of my life, I color code. And so blue is for things related to me, green is related to my photography business, yellow is related to YouTube. So it kind of like gives you an idea. Red is for editing. And so, yeah, you can also color code the projects, but you can also color code the labels that you create, as well as the filters as well. But I feel like the filters, you can't really see them quite as well, the colors. But so yeah, it's very ADHD friendly in that aspect. So another thing, I guess, kind of like related to it being ADHD friendly, is you can use it almost like a habit tracker or like a routine tracker, which is what I do. So I actually put in my entire routine that I do every single day, even habits that are, in there. Now they do have a feature where you can turn it into like showing you if you're on track or off track. It's some sort of like plugin that adds in additional labels. I tried it, it didn't work for me, but it's super helpful because it keeps me on track of being like, did I take the trash out today, or did I brush my teeth today, or like things like that. And like, it sounds super silly, but if you have ADHD, like, you understand, like, these are legitimate things that you can forget. And so I put all those things in there. I've tried using habit trackers before, so that like I was able to separate habits and routines, and just actual tasks that I need to get done. But I found that when I had them separate, I was looking at Todoist more than I was looking at the habit tracker. And I would just get off track with like things in my routine that I should have been doing. Yeah, like, it just allows me to see everything within a day that I both should be doing to be able to take care of myself, but also things that I need to do to move my life forward. Being able to track that way has been great. Granted, you're not like necessarily tracking, but that's also another reason why I enjoy using it as like a habit and routine tracker, is that there's no shame attached to like streaks or anything like that. So one of the things that always really got to me with a lot of habit trackers is it shows you like, all right, Anthony, you haven't been exercising for the past week. Like, you're a failure. What are you doing with your life? Granted, it doesn't say those things, but like, when I see like, oh, you haven't been exercising for the past week, as like, like, oh, like, I just take it as like, I'm a failure. And so by detaching that bit of streaks sort of shame, I just have a lot more like better mental health, honestly. And so I use Todoist as also like a habit tracker for me, or a routine tracker, however you want to phrase it. And so I find that very, very helpful. Okay, so I've kind of like touched on this, but another reason why I enjoy using this app is it is keyboard driven if you want to. Granted, you can click around, but there is a lot of keyboard shortcuts in this app. So for instance, if you do GI, it takes you to your inbox. If you press H, it takes you home, which for me is the today view. If you want to go to check out your filters, you can do G and V, and it takes you to your filters. Let's go back home and say we want to change the view of our layout. We can do Shift and V, and that changes it to the Kanban. Do it again, Shift V takes you to the calendar. Shift V takes you back to list view. If we need to go to our settings, we can do OS. That opens up settings. Say we're out of here, but maybe we want to change up our theme. So we can go to O and T, and this will take us to our theme, and we can change up our theme. Maybe we're feeling like orange today, and we can update our theme right there. And yeah, so it's very keyboard driven, which is something that I really enjoy. Like if we want to hide the sidebar, we just type M. Want to bring it back, we can do that. So it just works as fast as my brain is going. Sometimes I really have to catch up with my brain because it's already over here, and I'm like, okay, wait up for me. And so having keyboard shortcuts just like that to navigate the app is so helpful because it allows me to just go at the pace of my brain. So yeah, very keyboard driven, which a lot of the apps out there really aren't. And lastly, it's nothing that I'm able to show because it's a feature that isn't released just yet, but they're gonna be releasing deadlines. So right now, all they have are start dates, and for me, it's a little blurry because there are some things where, yeah, like you can start it today, but maybe it's not due until like next week, but you kind of like want to work on it a little by little throughout the week. Or the same start date could also be when the actual task is due. And so for me, it's a little blurry, and they're going to be implementing deadlines so you can have both. So say like there's a wedding that I need to edit, and get through, and it needs to be ready by this date. However, I want to start it a few weeks before so that way I can work on it little by little and have it ready by that due date. I'm going to be able to visually see those two dates within Todoist, and I'm so excited about it. It is going to be on the Pro plan from what I've read, and the calendar view that I was showing y'all, it's on the Pro plan as well. So if any of those things are something that really piqued your interest and you're on the free plan, I do have a link in the description that gets you 2 months free of the Pro plan. It is an affiliate link, so I do get a bit of a kickback for it. But that's there for y'all if you want to take advantage of it and at least like try it out to see if it's something that sticks with you. So that is all of the reasons why I enjoy using Todoist, and I think I mentioned that a lot in this video of like, all right, here's another reason why I use Todoist. But well, it's whatever. That was a lot. I'm actually going to take a quick break to take a sip of water. As I was sitting down to bullet point everything, I was just like, wow, there are really a lot of reasons why I do use this app. At first I was like, it's probably going to be like 1, 2, or 3, sort of things, like very small things, but it really, for me, solidified why I use Todoist instead of all those other apps that I was listing out, just because it's just so flexible and it really clicks with my brain. And yeah, I hope you got something out of it. Whether or not you're a Todoist user or you are, maybe you saw something in that video that you're just like, oh, like that's incredible. Like I didn't think of that. That's kind of why I'm starting this channel, is just to kind of like share the little things in my life that work for me. I'm not an expert in anything. I don't ever want to claim to be. I really just want to share things that work for me and hopefully help somebody else out along the way to have, whether it's something really major and big or just like small little like aha type of moments. And eventually, like, I really want to build this into like a community where we're helping each other out. You know, like I want the comments section to be something where you're able to leave things that not necessarily like, yeah, granted, if you want to say something nice about me, that's wonderful. But if like you were watching today's video and you're like, Anthony, like this thing helps me out and you didn't even mention it, let me know in the comments, because I want the comments section to also be helpful to others. So that way, after they're watching my video, they can scroll through the comments. I'm leaving that in there. Scroll through the comments and get more. And yeah, I just want this to be a helpful community of creators or people with ADHD where we're able to like help each other out. So that's roughly kind of like what this channel is about. So all that to say, thank you so much for watching this very long video. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing if you have. It means the world to me. And until next time, I will see you in the next video. Bye.